California Governor Gavin Newsom is looking to redistrict his state to counter that very same effort in Texas. But according to a new poll, an overwhelming 64% of Californians don't even support Newsom's push. Let's get into this. Florida Congressman Byron Donalds joins me now. Congressman, great to see you. I mean, are voters starting to see that this is pure politics? It always has been. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that California's maps are already heavily gerrymandered.
Yeah.
Just like Illinois, just like Massachusetts, just like Connecticut, just like New York's. And by the way, New York tried to go even further, and their own state Supreme Court threw those maps out. The Democrats have been gerrymandering their states for decades now. Republicans, quite frankly, are finally getting into the game. And so the reality is that they can go and try to do this. I'm just not sure how much more they can gerrymander it. I guess they'll make a bunch of snake districts the way they did in Illinois. Look, the reason why Gavin Newsom is even trying to do this, he's trying to find a way to pick up his poll numbers to run for president in 2028. Right. This is not about democracy. This is not about the balance of power in Washington, D.C. And I will also add this. There was a bill last Congress in the Oversight Committee that would have called for, when you are setting the apportionment for congressional districts, that illegal aliens and non-citizens could not be counted.
Right.
The Democrats strongly oppose that measure because they want to count illegals, they want to count non-citizens for the purposes of setting congressional districts. If that is not anti-American, if that is not against American democracy, I don't know what is.
It is mind-boggling and galling. But I want to move on to this subject, Congressman. On Wednesday night, D.C. police were actually heckled while setting up a public safety checkpoint. Listen to this.
Our streets! Get off our streets! Get off our streets! Get off our streets! Get off our streets!
Get off our streets, they're chanting. Do you think that's the prevailing opinion in D.C.? Just opposition to Trump's takeover. What do you think of that?
Look, I think the people of Washington, D.C. just want to be safe, whether they're Northwest D.C., in the Navy Yard, by Barracks Row, Anacostia, or whatever. They just want to be safe. D.C. City Council has not taken this seriously for far too long. Crime has gotten way out of hand in the nation's capital. It is the federal enclave. And so the president of the United States and Congress have a responsibility to make sure that the nation's capital is safe. And if the local government is not going to do that, then the federal government has a responsibility to step in. The Democrats can put their little AstroTurf campaigns out there all they want, but people want to be safe. That's a bedrock principle, not just of the United States, but of humanity.
Right. And by the way, this just in, D.C.'s Attorney General suing the Trump administration over the emergency takeover. He's calling it unlawful, an overreach. What do you say to that?
The Attorney General should read the United States Constitution, because the federal enclave is the purview of the federal government. Now, obviously, D.C. is a city, they have a mayor, and they have a city council. But a lot of the duties and authorities, and quite frankly, the funding that D.C. gets comes directly from the federal government. The seat of power resides with the federal government. And so if the president and Congress decide, and I believe that we definitely should, especially in the House, we'll see what Chuck Schumer and some of the Senate Democrats choose, what they choose to do. But we are going to make sure the nation's capital is safe for the people of Washington, D.C., and for all Americans, and frankly, anybody around the world that comes to the nation's capital.
All right, we'll leave it right there. Congressman Byron Donalds, thank you, sir, as always. We appreciate your input.